kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Charlotte Motor Speedway, where tonight on SRM Media, a new league has decided to grace us with their presence. It is, of all things, the Charity Cup Series right here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, just down the road from all things NASCAR, right here in the very breadbasket of our sport. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and making us a part of your evening. I'm Dave Regal out in the production truck, and with me tonight in the broadcast booth and with you folks at home is, of course, the great Angel Santiago and my brother from another mother, Mr. Jordan Brockel, leading the way right here on Sim Racing Media from the Tony Trapasso Memorial broadcast booth. So we want to thank you all, and from the green flag to the checkered flag, we'll be with you right here on Sim Racing Media. Boys, it's about time we put the band back together and decided to get one under our belts here in the Charity Cup Series.
It's a great way to start off our 2026 season for sure. Haven't had an opportunity, right, to broadcast with you guys. I think in a good long time. A lot of things happening, but I think no better way to do so than for a new series, as you mentioned, and that one that does charities. I think this is a great, I guess, way to come back, and well, of course, everyone will have a lot more info regarding those charities as the race continues.
Absolutely. It looks like it's going to be a wonderful night here. And, it's nighttime where I'm at, but it's daytime at the racetrack. Should be a super fun time. A great way to get some charities out into the forefront of people's minds and have a ton of fun.
I love that you mentioned that there, Jordan.
As we take a quick look here at our race information and our race rundown, we're going to go 100 laps tonight with a full fuel load. Drivers are going to have one fast repair with 2 green-white checkered attempts and 4 total sets of tires. They're going to lay 3 and start 4. Now, this piece right here in Concord, North Carolina, just under 1.5 miles. Right now, outdoor ambient air temperature is 72 degrees, but under partly cloudy skies, that asphalt temperature is 98. And correct me if I'm wrong, boys, but usually that 98 to 101 is right where you start to see that transition from this racetrack feels good to, oh shit, I can't hang on to it.
Absolutely. At 98 degrees is not too terrible of a track temp. You should definitely feel the looseness a little bit in the track, but once it starts to gain rubber, it should be a little bit more of a controllable track as to midsummer races where the track temperature can reach upwards of 110 120 degrees. So 98 should be a good gripped up track to run here tonight.
I think that we're gonna have a concern when it comes to that right front tire and turns 1 and 2, because it is of course possible and gonna be for at least a good probably 10 laps, maybe 15 laps into the run, where you can be full throttle through 1 and 2. I mean, you're full throttle from the moment you come off of 4 all the way until you get back into turn 3, and that's going to be key to being able to save that right front, or I say saving the right front, but keeping it from overheating, I guess is what I would say.
Yeah, and a big thing to that is also to not push the car too much, and like you said, not burn up that right front, because once that right front's gone, you're going to meet the outside wall rather quickly as that goes on. With that right front though, as that tire wear gets lower and you get closer to a stop, you're gonna have to basically relearn how to run too once you get those fresh tires, because once you start backing these corners up, letting the car roll, and finding a faster groove around this track while trying to be conservative, as soon as you get those new tires, you're going to go out there and rip off a fast lap, and it's going to get you in some trouble if you try to push that way too hard, way too early, and find yourself essentially throwing away a set of tires.
Ooh, there we go.
Taking a look at our...
You mentioned it perfectly.
Taking a look at our
I could drop there.
Taking a look at our qualifying results, our starting grid, Jeff Schmeier going to sit on the pole with our very own Liam Ervig on the front row. Starting in row 2, going to be Ree Massey and Brian Bogner starting in P4. On the inside of row number 3, going to be Curtis Mitchell, chief cook and bottle washer here, and Alan Dice to his outside. Cody Atkins and Adam Thompson in row number 4, while row 5 going to feature Jacob Link and Stephen Ray. Row 6 going to be none other than Jaden Johnson and Riley Muricchio. with row 7 featuring Chris Rude and Brett Messervy. Starting in 15th position, going to be Dave Stinson and Zachary Smith in 16th. And row 9 is going to be Brenton Barker and Mitchell Dalen to his outside. Rounding out the rest of the field, going to be Jax Matthews and Michael Spadacchini, with Robert Benson and John Gowan back in row number 11. And starting shotgun in P23 is Joshua Smith. Let's head on over right now to none other than Chris Rude, as I'm looking for him because I believe he is going to offer our pre-race invocational, and here he is with our invocation.
Thank you. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the opportunity you have given us to come together and race for a purpose greater than ourselves. We pray that you'll be with us during this race and that we'll see an uplifting spirit of competition resulting in an entertaining race. Pray that you'll bless everyone that has been involved in the Charity Cup Series, from the admins, the broadcasters, the competitors, and all of the charities represented tonight. We ask these things in your holy and precious name. Amen.
Thank you, of
Amen.
course, Chris. And, we appreciate your time. And now with that taken care of, we are going to head on over, of course, right to our, let me just pull that up here. This is all different for all of us, but let's go ahead to our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Drivers, start your engines!
My daddy served in the army. We lost his right eye, but he flew a flag out in our yard till the day that he died. He wanted my
Hey everybody, NASCAR driver Anthony Alfredo here.
Hey everybody, Brendan Gaughan here,
Larry McReynolds here with NASCAR on Fox.
talking to you about the iRacing season kickoff, the Charity Cup Series.
I want to welcome everybody to the iRacing League kickoff for the Charity Cup Series.
All the drivers competing this year are supporting a great cause because this is racing monthly on iRacing that ultimately supports great causes.
I'm a little too old to come race with you guys in iRacing, and besides, I would be the type of guy you probably don't like. I'd be more excited about, trying to go backwards on the track, or almost me in real life, wouldn't it? I mean, flying upside down, doing whatever I do. So
Go out, enjoy, be safe, and have fun.
good luck this season. Have a great time. Thanks for what you do, giving money to charity and getting a little iRacing in. A lot of fun, the Charity Cup Series. Have a great season. Have a great time. You might even see me back on the real life track. You ain't going to see me iRacing, but you might see me back on the real track soon.
This is a great cause, a fun way to utilize the iRacing community in service to have fun competing against one another and doing good. I hope you guys enjoy racing in the Charity Cup Series, and hope to see you on the track.
Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list. And the Statue of Liberty started shaking her fist, and the eagle will fly.
to you, Dave.
And here we are as the pace car lights are out. We want to thank all of those folks over on Cameo, and of course, our salute to America with our national anthem. But 21 drivers ready to take the green flag that are out on the racetrack right now. And Jeff Schmeier and Liam Ervig up here atop the pile. This is going to be exciting, guys. I mean, I don't know about you, but for my money, I've been waiting for a while for this. We don't ever get to work, the three of us together, but I would be remiss if I didn't say, first of all, I'm going to throw a salute to our fallen brother. He is right here in front of me, as he always is on the desk, because we do sit in the Tony Trapassa Memorial broadcast booth, and as the iRacing.com pace car leads us into the turn 3-4 complex. Liam Ervig and Jeff Schmeier with control of the field. Schmeier laying down here on the low side. He is, of course, one of our stars from the Western States Racing League. The iRacing.com pace car should have peeled down pit road. We're going to have another parade lap. So I was all excited, but we're going to have one more parade lap.
You get all amped up, ready to go, and then the pace car decides that, it reminds me of Richard Petty at Darlington. He didn't want to come down pit road, and they black flagged him. I guess we got to black flag that iRacing car there and get him off there so we can get this going and get this racing in a hurry.
Was it Todd or Brett Bodine that drives it in real life?
I think there's a various different drivers that drive the pace car over time. I know one of the Bodines, I think, has driven it a few times, but it's always one of those things that you get the celebrities and everything like that to do it as well. But now we're going to go down the back stretch and get ready to go green here. And, I love seeing all these various different paint schemes. We'll get to those paint schemes and their associated charities as well. With each and every driver that has submitted information, we'll have as much information as we can. But with that being said, Dave, I'm handing it over to you. Do your thing, brother.
We take a look here. I see the double nickel of Cody Atkins running a little bit further back with the V-Speed paint scheme. He's going to control things here in 8th position. Jeff Schmeier on the low side, waiting to turn it loose here with Rhea Massey just behind. So looking for a good start from all of these drivers. A lot of these guys are at least for my money, some of the best drivers on iRacing.com, and we're going to see them here tonight as we get ready to turn them loose. The iRacing.com pace car peels on down pit road, and the only thing that's left to do is it's time to wipe the visor and adjust the 5-point harness. Grandma, grab your popcorn, your honey buns, and settle in. Race fans, it's show time! Green flag in the air, off we go at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Dead heat, even side by side through turns 1 and 2 as we start this thing. Liam kind of falling off that front row there for just a moment. Jeff Schmeier going to move up to that high line to block off Ervig there, as he's racing 2 lanes already as we get into this thing, about to complete lap number 1 here.
As you see, it's going to take a little bit of patience is I think going to be the biggest thing here. These first couple laps we mentioned, these tires are going to be, first they're cold tires, but we're coming out now onto a pretty warm track. I think we saw the track temp already is still at about 111, 112 degrees right before we started this race. And these drivers, though, side by side for first, they're going to try to stay right next to each other, though. You really want to, it can get hard to pass, Jordan. I don't know if you remember how hard it can be to pass here in these trucks once the tires get worn out. So you really are trying to find that balance of speed early on, but also trying to save that tire.
Big win there by the 316 of Curtis Mitchell. As as you say, it is a little hot out there. Definitely slick on the racetrack. We see up front Rhea Massey going for that race lead here now, trying to get by. Does get clear of Jeff Schmeier there. As we've got trouble in the back. It looks like I see too many sideways. Looks like it's a 62 of Adam Thompson. Oh, not Adam Thompson, the man straight out of Maryland here, the 32 here, as I want to say, showing Riley Maricchio. As you see here, we'll see what happens here. It looks like the 57 gets loose, the 62 and him collide, and it's just a ping pong battle back and forth between Thompson and Riley here. And that's just unfortunate to start. Oh, a shot there from Zachary Smith to early as we go on board here with Riley Maricchio. Because, yeah, the 57 got loose and 62 stuck the nose in there. It sends him to the inside line, collecting the 14 machine here. So some people already going to have to possibly use that fast pair as we get started here. So it's going to change some of these guys' mindset with how to run this here. 100 laps here at Charlotte, and you're already using a fast repair early. It's going to put you a little behind the 8 ball, and you're going to want to try to conserve a little bit more, not get yourself completely taken out of this thing early.
And I do say it's a pretty good overall job on some of these drivers really holding their brakes as well, because that could have been worse. You saw some drivers trying to hold on to it, but yeah, early on in this race, problems for some, but I think that also allows them sometimes, if you're gonna have a problem, Jordan, you want to have it early. That way you can kind of just stay in the back and avoid anything else if it happens.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a shame that if you got to burn that fast repair, but like you said, at least they do have that one to use. I see about 7 cars down onto pit road now, maybe a couple of them possibly taking tires now. I know most of these are going to be fast repair with issues. So now you're going to maybe have to try to think about running a little conservative to maybe stretch the set of tires you may take here. I mean, especially if you went sliding for a long period of time, you're going to burn up those tires, and you're going to kind of have to find a way to save. You could leave those set on and go, but it's gonna set you back.
Well, that's where you have that concern, Jordan. You're going to be, okay, well, do I want to burn that now, or do I risk it? Is there going to be another caution now? Because if there's another caution now, I go burn that set for no reason, or I didn't really need to take it. I could allow them to cool down. But then if it goes green, you have a nice long green flag run, now you have older tires that you've, slid on that, it's really going to hurt you, especially in that long run.
Yeah, but the good thing is that damage is going to be nice and perfect and fixed up. The tire is going to be nice and fresh. As you know, we are here on the simulator, not like a real car that you'd see on TV throughout the weekend. It's a simulator we all seem to know and love and want to hop into each and every weekend. And this time we get to do it with some charities behind it, and it's going to be a fun night. And again, we'll get to those charities throughout the night as we focus on some of the drivers throughout this, as we go double file now here, getting ready to get back under green flag conditions.
Let's say, if you haven't already, make sure you are following us, follow our YouTube page, Sim Racing Media, or even our Facebook. That way you make sure you keep up with us as we try to continue this Charity Cup race on a, hopefully on a continued basis here. Of course, we're so grateful that we were able to be the company that broadcasts a league that works with charities, and I got to speak with Curtis a little bit. I know we're about to go green, but speaking with him last week, something that Curtis, the guy in charge of the season, is just so excited. Such a passion project for him, and you know what? You love that something we love and enjoy with iRacing can be used for good as well.
Absolutely. See that number. You see that number 13 right there with the number 16 on the back of the truck. We want to send our condolences to the Biffle family and all those involved in that crash here. And as we get ready to go back, green flag in the air. Rhea Massey going to fire off and take this field back under green down towards turn 1 here.
Yep. Right there. And again, I think that outside lane is going to, that's restarting second is going to be difficult. But you see, if Liam can just, or that second place truck can get to that right rear quarter panel, especially on a good restart, which you got a pretty good run right there. Looks like he's at the outside. But that push going into turn 3, he's gonna drive it in pretty deep there to stay right up on her. You see him slide up a little bit. But he's gonna try to use that run off of 4 to try to even lead this lap possibly.
Yeah, Liam fighting strong on the outside here, side by side. Liam racing here with the American Heart Association on his number 38 F-150 here tonight, racing for a great cause. I'm trying to grab the little snippet that I had put in here, but Google Forums likes to give a little issues. Racing for his niece, who was born with wow, English is not my best language, and it's my only language.
Hey, that's my excuse.
Heart defect. And unfortunately, she had lost her life before her second birthday. So Liam racing with a heavy heart and a meaningful sponsor on his race truck here tonight, as many of these other drivers are throughout the series.
I remember, that was a heartfelt moment, of course, for Liam, how important his niece, his family is to him. And so I know he was pretty excited to be able to put that charity out on his the hood of his truck tonight. So he's doing so right now with leading the race, but I don't feel so comfortable, I don't know, about leading so early on sometimes, or at least at not pushing it hard, hopefully. You do have that fresh air, though, having that clean air on the nose of his Ford F-150 there is going to be very helpful when it comes to saving the right front. He can control a little bit more of the pace, kind of get off the throttle a little bit, going into turn one to try to help save that right front tire. But you can see there, you kind of want to run a little... even almost like a half a lane up, where your left sides aren't quite on the line. I know that it can help save tires sometimes around here, but it can be pretty difficult as well when you have some strong drivers competing behind you, trying to take that spot.
Yeah, on board here now with the 15 of John Gowan, up 9 spots from where he started this race, and saw him go to the outside there, trying to fight on the outside. We'll see many of these guys find these different grooves. You see that arc starts high in the corner, down to that blue and white line you see there just to the left, and then wash all the way out to the outside wall, trying to maximize the drive off the corner. As you see just up ahead of him, you see some people up high, some people in the middle, and some down low around the whole track. As we go up towards the front to Brian Bogner, Jeff Schmeier here right behind the 55 of Cody Atkins. Cody Atkins racing for the Dale Jr. Foundation. Jeff Schmeier himself here, as I look over at my notes, racing for the End Alzheimer's as well. So again, many charities here, and the beautiful scheme there, the purple and blue with the white on the 22 there.
There's not a wrong charity to go for. I think that for sure.
Not.
I think out here tonight, a lot of great ones to see. You see March of Dime, to see the Salvation Army, the Red Cross, and those are some of the ones that we normally hear about. But of course, as we continue to broadcast these races, you're going to hear more about a lot of charities that you've never heard of, and I think that's a great opportunity. Gives you a chance to, as you see in 3 wide there off of turn 2 and back here, with Brenton Barker, 77 there, but. Yeah, you see, I have an opportunity, man. Every time I want to talk about the charity, it gets loose and it looks like they're about to wreck for a moment. But no, exactly. You want to go out there, get an opportunity. Go search up, see if that charity exists somewhere in your area, and an opportunity to go volunteer, go be part of your community as well. It's the best thing we can do. We may not able to always afford to do something, but our time as well is valuable if we have it to be able to help.
Yeah, I do want to say that those of you that are listening on the YouTube channel right now, there is a poll that's going up so that we can choose your favorite scheme here tonight as we go through this race. You see somebody, pick somebody, tell us who you like, and try to get them some votes in for those paint schemes. Again, as we see the 55 and the 22 here of Cody Atkins and Jeff Schmeier. I do want to point out, see if we can find him on the racetrack, the 32 of Chris Rude. This is one of my favorite charities that I have come across in my time on the iRacing.com servers. It's Walkin' and Rollin' Costumes. And what they do is they build costumes for kids in walkers and wheelchairs free of charge for the family. And I've seen some of these. I mean, they are just glorious, amazing, intricate, costumes that, these kids get to run around in and roll around in and whatever it may be. To to be included, and that's inclusion is a big part of the world. You need to be inclusive, and walking and rolling costumes certainly give that inclusion to those who may not be able to move as freely as some of us do.
Correct. I think that's great. I think that is amazing for sure. Oh wow, you saw that there with the woo.
Almost
Easy there, big
Curtis.
fella. That was Curtis Mitchell, our chief cook and bottle washer here in the Charity Cup Series. And, let me just say this about, if I could, since you guys have been yammering, and it's not very often that I sit here so quietly and well behaved. But let me just say, for starters, that these drivers have all, been assembled by Curtis Mitchell. We sat down and had a meeting a couple of weeks ago. And I thought, he's pretty new to this process in iRacing. Curtis has managed to assemble an incredible group of drivers. We've only had one caution so far this evening. And these guys, we've all sat here. We're already 20 laps into this piece, and the drivers that Curtis has found have kept it between the lines. I mean, that's, to me, a good thing in and of itself. But also, the amount of good that he's doing in the world is going to be felt long beyond when the checkered flag waves tonight.
Dave, you hit that right on the nail. Last week when I was talking with Curtis, he was mentioning to me why he says, listen, Andrew, I'm gonna tell you why this is different. he is so passionate about this project, man. I jumped into chat and he said, okay, what do you know about this? And so he went over this with me and said that the reason why he wanted to do it a little bit different than what most people do, most race seasons, series will have a dedicated charity, maybe one or two dedicated charities. He wanted to make this where it was the drivers themselves are fighting for their charity. Immediately brought me to, because my wife and I, we love, Rebecca, we love to watch the Food Network. So like I said, man, it reminds me of like one of those competition shows where they had the judges, participating, and so they weren't fighting for, they were not going to get the money, but they were fighting for charity, so that way they still have something to fight for. And that was his reasoning. Yes, exactly. It gives each driver a reason to fight, and it makes it that much more special when you get to get into Victor Lane, knowing that you put your charity up there. You were the reason that there was, of course, something that worked out in their favor. I just love that.
And not to step on anybody's toes, but we are running that poll over on the YouTube side. Want everybody to make sure that you check in there. Now, we've kind of been doing this in a tournament fashion, and right now Curtis Mitchell has been beating the brakes off of everybody as far as votes for best paint scheme. And of course, this is a totally interesting, at least for me, a great paint scheme here on the number 316 tonight. So, not mad at it, that's for sure. Souls for Jesus.
That's another thing. I love this. I love that Souls for Jesus, and we talked about a little bit about that. Where, of course, there's all these people who, it's just plain and simple, trying to get shoes for people. There's a lot of third world countries out there that suffer. Something as simple as not having shoes.
Comes, and I know you were just saying a little while ago that you were over at church, and I was this morning as well. You and I may have a heart for Jesus, and I may love Jesus, but only one person in this booth has all but high-fived Jesus.
Wait a minute. Dave, you forget my accident.
All right, fine. 2 out of 3 of us have tried to high-five.
But Jordan may have gone closer.
Dave, you broke me. Dave, I am broken. I'm speechless. I'm just here now.
Oh, we're grateful.
Oh man, buddy, old boy, old pal. Ain't it great to be your best friend?
Yeah, great. It was a really shallow pool, but
yeah.
We've got a pretty big battle here for second position. Now, our race leader right now is Liam Ervik. We haven't talked about him enough. But, right now, Riley Murachio, he's running P2. He has gained 10 positions so far. Check this dude out. Currently running in third, started in 12th position. Right now, he's third place, running P3 over top of the 23 of Rhea Massey. Now, Rhea Massey hanging on. Whoa!
Ooh, big bobble there.
I was about to say hanging on to it. but now breaks loose coming out of 2 and down the back chute into 3. The 32 hanging just ahead of the 29 of Brian Wagner. But a great battle for P2, and right now Liam Ervig is more than happy to see all of this going on behind him, because while he looks up here, let's take a look out the rear cam of Liam Ervig, and that's not, there we go. He's more than happy to watch them duke it out back there.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's got 6 trucks all within a blanket of each other, chasing after his number 38 American Heart Association truck. But the more that they're side by side, the more that he's able to maybe pull away a little bit. And don't forget also, Riley Muricchio was in that first caution, had to burn that fast repair by chance. I mean, I don't see any crinkling on that right rear quarter there. So certainly might have gotten used that fast repair there. But up here fighting for second, so shows that the early little bit of a contact not affecting their drive here. Is the 29 up into the wall, gonna be pulled back off the back bumper of Rhea Massey there for a little bit as the 32's trying to get clear. Is clear now side by side with the 38 of Liam Ervig, as the 29 of Brian Bogner, my apologies there, pushes and surges that 32 ahead. Going to be tight there. They do make contact. The 32 grabbing the wall just a touch there, I believe. Maybe even putting Liam into the wall just a bit. As again, 1st through 7th, all right here in this little pack. And, normally for Charlotte, they don't always pack up like this. Normally you see that at your Daytonas, your Atlanta, Talladega. But here, these guys are all packed up and in a tight little group here, fighting for every spot. And we do, coming up at lap 40, going to have a break there at lap number 40.
The other thing with that stage break that's going to happen at lap number 40, now 10 laps away, is right now, so basically that stage will end when the 10th place car, or truck that is, crosses the start-finish line. So right now that would be Alan Dice, all things being equal, as we work here on lap number 32 of 100. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight.
Oh, Liam really loose there off of 2.
He was looser than my first girlfriend. Good Lord.
My goodness, I'm telling you this much right now. For the 38, he is starting to feel the tires, having used them early on.
Yeah, really tight through that dog leg there, as it looks like the 23 going to look underneath Liam.
He's
really
struggling
tight.
As you would typically deal with Charlotte in a long run, is that it can get really, really loose there off of the turns, and then you really have to let off.
Really struggling with the handling of that truck as this race goes on here, and that shows you how quick that truck can change. Liam certainly was out front running, I wouldn't say running away with it, but certainly putting down the power and finding, ticking off the laps, finding the way to get speed, and now here falling back to 5th place under fire for to fall back to 6th and 7th. If he's not careful here with the 55, Cody Atkins to his outside here.
Ooh, boy, I see that Curtis right there loose off of 2.
Yeah, it looks like Joshua Smith might have.
Ooh,
says it registered as crashed, jumped to the pits immediately.
Yeah, off of 4.
So he he
just got loose, and it overcorrected to the right. He had nothing he could do there, and it just slammed into the outside, into that wall on a tri-oval. Broken steering. It's a beautiful Marshall Dines.
Had to take the tow. Might be able to get back in this thing if they still have their fast repair. We'll have to keep an eye on that. There is a delay when you do jump to the pits like that. It does have a countdown timer for those of you that are not on the iRacing.com servers. There is essentially a quote-unquote tow truck that comes out and quote-unquote gets you, and you have that delay there. So it's going to cost them a few laps maybe just a lap or two. Might be able to get back out here. Back here on track, though, in 7th is Liam Ervig falling back to 7th. Jeff Schmeier and Curtis Mitchell going at it. Both of those guys sliding off a turn exit there on turn 4. As Schmeier goes down to the inside and takes the spot away from Curtis Mitchell, as Mitchell looks to kind of maybe cross over, go back underneath the 22. The 22 loose, so 316 there had to back off. And yeah, these guys are certainly probably screaming inside those trucks, begging for this stage break. Get some fresh rubber on these wheels here and get back to racing. As Mitchell grabs the wall, the 32 of Riley Murachia, though, up 11 spots here.
And I will say, for any of you guys that are watching on our YouTube chat, of course, thank you for chatting with us. We always enjoy having the fans of the league come out and join us. Let us know who you're rooting on, but also, you know, if you have any questions about iRacing, is this something you're new to, something you haven't seen before? Let us know. You know, we've been doing this for a little while. Dave, when did you jump onto iRacing?
Let's see, mine was 2021.
All right, Jordan.
2021.
Yeah, I've been on the iRacing server since 2017.
Excuse me, my goodness.
I think the old man is actually the youngest guy in the booth. It's you, Angel.
Yeah, and the thing is I still can't race to save my life, so you'd think it'd be the first time I ever stepped foot in a simulator. As the 32 gets a big wiggle.
Uh-oh. Hold up. Here we go. We are on lap number 39. Final lap of the stage right here as Riley Murachio comes on by. I do want to say that I did finally give away the rig and wheel and pedals. I am solely a broadcaster, officially retired from the
How
race.
dare you?
It's fine.
Didn't even get to race with me.
No, it's fine.
I slept 2 hours last night doing the 24 hours. So I think I'm still racing. Still a racer.
I've also drank Rebecca's coffee. That's enough to cling me to the ceiling. As they cross the start-finish line, Riley Murachio comes across here as our stage winner. So congrats to him. As he's going to come across, he started 12th position tonight. And all things considered, I'm impressed. I mean, I can't say anything bad about this guy here.
Yeah, I mean, to be in the first incident, sliding through, I mean, you kind of have your mojo kind of taken from you, but charges all the way back through the field. So, I mean, may say plus 11 spots here, but they had to come from the back after the restart. So I'd say even plus 18, 17 spots from that last caution. And Riley racing with the American Red Cross on the hood of that machine there as well. So that is the charity of choice for the number showing 14 in the sim, 32 on the truck.
Oh man, I was thinking. $50 bonus towards his charity, or I don't know. Yep, yes. That is fantastic. We did have some.
So with winning the stage here, Riley Murachio will get $50 towards the American Red Cross as the end of stage, the stage winner prize here tonight.
As they haul it on down pit road here, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Going to be a big night right here in this league, of course. And Murachio going to bring us on down. He's got Cody Atkins and Brian Bogner in tow, as Bogner here in the 29 going to slide right in front of the double nickel, and wholesale pit stops are underway at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and making us a part of your evening. We don't really have to break down the pit stops. I mean, let's be honest, folks. We know it's going to be 4 tires and a tank of Go Fast as we get ready for stage 2.
But Dave, why?
Why? Because Why?
What?
Because at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the track temperature is astronomical, and these guys now are going to have a little bit less than half, or a little bit more, that is, than halfway to the end of this piece. So they want to make sure that they pack these trucks full of racing fuel and get those Dr. Feelgoods nice and snug underneath the race truck. And speaking of race trucks, for those of you that are aware, Ram is making its return to NASCAR,
And dodge it, ram it.
Yep, and it makes my nipples hard. I'm just going to let all of you.
Listen,
College racing has just become my favorite.
I'm just waiting. I am just waiting. I am so impatiently waiting for them to update the sim, put that truck, and it better be here before, before Daytona, because I want to have that truck.
Can I just say that I'm more mad that I got rid of the wheel and the rig, and then Ram came back to iRacing.
Well, Dave, looks like when you come to St. Petersburg or Clearwater to visit your family, you come by over here. We'll put you on.
Listen, I won't be down this year for that. I'm sorry. I've taken.
How dare you?
I've taken a role out at church that is going to have me kind of tied up. So I won't be down to spring training this year, which kind of breaks my heart. But it doesn't break my soul.
That's a Dave Regal just tradition there.
Yeah, I know. I get to spend.
That's why I mentioned it.
Who is going to clean out Florida of their hot dog? Wow, I can't think of it.
In that
their
vein,
hot dog stash.
I would like to say, better than any ballpark I've ever been to, Baycare Ballpark over in Clearwater, where the Phillies have their spring training, has the best condiment bar anywhere. Period. Like you can get a hot dog and load it with just about anything. It's incredible, and you don't pay extra for it because I do love a good deal. But it's
yes, of course,
the best condiment bar on the west coast of Florida and almost anywhere.
Wow.
Gonna take a look.
Dave,
here
have
at
you been to? Have you been to Hot Dog Heaven here? Have you been to Hot Dog Heaven here in Orlando?
We're gonna have to chat.
We'll talk about that.
iRacing.com pace car peels down pit road. Riley Murachio going to have control of the field. It's going to be Murachio, Schmeier, Atkins, Massey, Mitchie, Bogner, Ervig, Barker, Lincoln, Rude. Top 10. Here we go. Stage number 2. 55 to go at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
What a launch. Wow. For that, the 14 to 32s, the 14 here. And Riley, just that's the best launch for first place all day. I think, that as mentioned, that outside is going to be tough on a restart. We'll have to see how it works out on the long run. But right now, my goodness, it is a nice, good battle there for second. They're side by side as they come off of 4. Leaders still for Riley, and they're side by side there, 2-3 rows deep.
Yeah, Cody Atkins right now sitting in the P2/3 spot, trying to get it away from the 22 of Jess Schmeier. And I got to tell you, raced many years, actually I want to say since 2017, with the driver of the 55 truck here. Wonderful guy. But he is a very, very good driver, knows how to save stuff. He's just usually that guy that's caught up in everything. So hopefully I don't broadcast curse him by bringing him up. But certainly one of those guys to watch here over the course of the next 53 laps. As well as that 29 of Brian Bogner on that restart was able to tuck in to the outside, just as I said, the curse of Cody Atkins. Oh, buddy, please don't watch this back. I did have one job, and I told you. I literally said it. As soon as I brought him up, he is always the guy caught up in other people's stuff, as you see here, side by side with Mitchell. As it looks like, see here, as they go in through center corner, it's like the 29 just gets loose. The 29 gets loose, comes down, tags the 55. They both nose into the outside wall there. And honestly, if there was a statement that could not be more true about Cody Atkins, it wasn't my fault I was taken out.
That turn 2 wall, when you look at it, almost look at the seam that comes off of it. It looks like the wall pushes out. You think, well, how in the world does these things happen? but you guys have driven this track. You know for a fact that turn 2 wall feels like it does come out and grab you regardless. It's just the way this you're carrying so much speed, and of course you really do not want to let off that throttle because you have somebody right on your bumper, you have somebody on your outside or on your inside. You're trying to just keep it as hard as you can there. You don't want to give it up, and it takes a moment. It is just a moment. You have a split second to react. Sometimes it's enough, sometimes it's not. To be able to let off throttle, sometimes he could have been off throttle entirely on the brakes, and it would not have been enough. Sometimes timing wise, as Jeff, your leader, is gonna come down pit lane. Looks like he wants maybe some 4 fresh feel goods.
Yep. And also, speaking of which, speaking of leaders, that is, here our fearless leader in the Charity Cup Series, none other than Curtis Mitchell. Now we've run 5 rounds of the paint poll on YouTube.com, and if I could just get everybody here on YouTube.com in the chat, let me know. In fact, you know what? We're going to put up one final poll, and this is how simple it's going to be. Does Curtis Mitchell win the paint award for the evening?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, he's been dominating every single round with that poll I see here, the one, the most recent round, number 5. 64%.
Yeah, he just kept winning. So
67%.
I think we've got one guy that says no. That's the not popular answer.
Oh man, I think only one poll. Yeah, it looks like one poll he tied, and that was it. Every other poll is just a blowout, kind of like Dallas Cowboys games.
That's where we're going. The season's been over.
We didn't actually realize, but at the same exact time, there was actually another wreck that happened in the back here between the 75 of Dave Stinson. I'm gonna double check this other truck here. I think that's the 62 I'm looking at. No, the 13 of Adam Thompson. Yes. We missed that. I just happened to be, I was looking for something, and I'm like, wait a minute, where did this happen? Did I miss something?
So Adam Thompson, that's going to break my heart because that was just my pick simply. Look at that. 2 people, I picked the 62 because he's straight out of the same state. And then Cody Atkins, you know, I was talking about him as a driver that I know personally. And that's what happens.
So Jordan's no longer allowed to speak about drivers.
I can't pick anything.
He's only allowed to talk about charities.
I can't do any of that. I just need to sit here and look pretty, and I can't even do that part. I can sit here, but I can't look pretty.
I don't know, Dave. How do you feel about that? Is he doing half of that or the whole thing? Oh no, whole thing. I think.
That's right. All right, and just for so we are updating the paint poll now. Of course, Jeff Schmeier being now thrown in here. SCH MEIER. It's going to be between Curtis Mitchell and Riley Murchio and Jeff Schmeier. I just need to know who's got the best paint.
We're gonna go green flag here.
Green flag back in the air. Riley Murchio firing off again as the restart before that. Curtis Mitchell in tow in that P2 spot. It's kind of the first time that we've seen through 1 and 2 that the field isn't still stacked 2 by 2, but the 74 of Jacob Link right there trying to get around Riamazzi. Sends him flying. As once again I start talking about drivers and calamity happens. I'm telling you, I just need to sit here, not speak, and we'll go green flag racing the rest of the race.
That was just a slight bit of contact, and you see the truck lifted up almost a little bit there too. Wow, that was just at the right angle. Incredible.
See here side by side as they go into turn 3, and I think it just 2 cars, same real estate, and I don't know, maybe Rhea just didn't expect them to still be there. Maybe expected to turn in a little bit sooner than they did. Not entirely sure there. As you see, they're just really tight. Maybe even, as Dave will probably yell at me for saying this, but possibly our friend Netcode.
I hate that guy. Such a jerk.
Netcode is not usually a fun thing to hear on the iRacing.com servers. Is it still iRacing.com servers, or is it just iRacing servers now?
Well, they're Amazon servers, actually. It's off of the Amazon services, but oh goodness,
We don't use iRacing.com anymore to do anything. It used to be that you go to the iRacing.com website, select a race, and then you could join in and everything. Then the UI came out, and that's when everything started to shift over. Now the website, you can't. I don't. The last time I checked, you couldn't use the website to register for races anymore.
No,
So,
the only thing the website is good for right now is to take your money. Literally. So I haven't been on iRacing in a while. Okay. I built the graphics pack for today, and realized, when I went to go load it up, I had to renew my iRacing subscription. I had none. None. It expired. And it never sent me an email to say, hey, we want your money. They were more than willing to take it. Just to give everybody a little update here.
it's kind of important.
There's about 14 voters, and right now it looks like Mauricio is our leader right now for the best paint. It's between Riley Mauricio right here in the 32, being scored as the 14. Then Jeff Schmeier in the double deuce. Back here in the old Sharpie machine. No, I'm sorry, the Alzheimer's machine. And, of course, our chief cook and bottle washer. Where did he disappear to? Curtis Mitchell up here in the 316 in the Souls for Jesus paint scheme. Now, we did have, so it is between Mitchell, Mauricio, and Schmeier. But that poll's still up on YouTube.com. 228 of you have already checked in with us this evening, so glad to have all of you with us. As we work here on lap number 54, we're on the back half of this race, and we want to thank everybody for making us a part of your evening. We want to thank you for tuning in wherever you may be listening from.
I was mentioning earlier about going back with Curtis Mitchell and his Souls for Jesus. We were talking about last week, just going over the charity and how all this works. I love it because my church last month they did a thing for, because our church that we go to is a mission based. They like to always anything missionary, trying to help people, trying to help give money and help. Anyways, oh dang, I lost my train of thought for a second. Anyway, souls. No, we got to that's what they did. They did a thing for a group in Honduras that for same thing, just very poor over there, not an opportunity to have even shoes. And so but the best part was that they didn't want us to bring shoes. They said everyone wasn't to bring money specifically, because they wanted to use that money to then spend it in the actual community itself, so that way they were benefiting the community there by buying from a local person the shoes. As we're going green, oh my goodness. And I wasn't sure because I didn't see
single file restart here.
I didn't.
Also, I am seeing now we're being corrected on the pronunciation of Riley's last name. It's Mauricio. So we try our best, and I apologize that we were saying Mauricio. I do my best, and even then
my best is mediocre on a good day.
So Mauricio out front, leading Curtis Mitchell and Liam Ervig, our current top three, with Alan Dice just outside the top
What a run
four.
for Curtis Mitchell, though, on that outside.
Mitchell to the outside. No, you're good. Mitchell to the outside, side by side, drag racing it down the backstretch here as Mitchell's going to stay way out wide. Try to use that momentum line as they hang on the outside, able to carry more momentum. and fly around that outside. It's a longer way around, but again, you can keep those revs up, hang it out wide, and kind of like a dirt track where the cushion is the fast way around. I watched too much of the Chili Bowl. And taking over the race lead for just a moment, not clear still over Maricchio as they continue to fight side by side, and that's going to be great for Liam Ervig as he's going to maybe be able to reel these two back in the more that they fight side by side. We jump on board here now with the 38. So you can see that battle right there in front of him, just about a half a second, 3/4 of a second. As now Mitchell going to tuck in behind the 32 of Maricchio. And you see just how much closer that Liam has been able to get just in about half a lap, 3/4 of a lap here. As he goes to the outside, Adkins going to come down to the inside. Adkins was just in that wreck, and I bring up his name again, which makes me anxious, as he now enters his hat into the ring of fire for the top spots.
Atkins got a really, really good run off of 2. Actually, you see right there, he came down, he cuts across is what he's doing. He's kind of coming down and cutting the turn across, and he's giving a great run off of 2 to give him an opportunity to get to that left rear quarter panel of Liam. Liam couldn't really do anything.
Yeah, here on the replay, we see Adkins, he's able to pull a draft through corner, through turns 1 and 2. Good run off turn 2. Side draft just a bit going into turn 3. Able to clear Liam through turns 4. I mean, that was just a flying lap.
Side draft is definitely what you said, bro.
This time he really meant to say side draft.
Oh my goodness. And that's what we mentioned there for Liam. Nothing you can really do in that position. He just had such a great run he came off of that turn with, and Liam just kind of has to sit there. But the thing is, with 40 laps to go, you don't really want to try to do anything. Go ahead and just let him by. Liam experienced earlier in that first run really what he can do. He realized how far he can push it and how it hurt him. Now this is his chance to adjust, and I think he's adjusting well because we saw his speed. If he wanted to, he could have driven right back to first place. Say that we got a great battle for first. It's a three-way battle right now between Riley. Then we have the 55 here. I'm sorry, that's the wrong button there. Cody Atkins, which we're not going to let Jordan say his name anymore. And then, of course, the boss man there, Curtis Mitchell, in his Chevrolet. So we got 2 Chevys and a Toyota up front here. Where's our first Ford at? I think it's Liam, right?
Yeah, I was going to say you find them in pit road. Usually broken down, but the 55 all over the back of the 32 machine here, just going lane to lane, trying to find a way by all over, covering him like a blanket here, as we see if he can get that same run he got before to get past Liam off of turn 2. Doesn't get as much of a run.
Cody's got turns 3 and 4 figured out. That's what I think, because he's getting through there so well. It seems to rotate well on entry, in the middle, and just coming off it. Everything looks smooth for that 55 right now in 3 and 4. And you see when he comes out, he comes into the turn just a little bit higher, kind of arc it. Part of it is to help, of course, with the speed on the exit, but also he's trying to get a little bit of that clean air onto the nose of his truck before going into the turn. It helps just slightly when it comes to the heat build up on that right front.
Yeah, kind of diamond the corner and try to find a clear. It's almost like you want to try to find a way to drive the truck straight off the corner, which it's an oval. You know, how do you drive a truck straight through a turn?
Well, you mentioned the dirt stuff. You mentioned dirt.
I don't really know how you do. I don't really know how you do it, and that's probably why I'm slow. But you know, you kind of find a straight line to get you off the corner, to fire off quicker, pick up speed faster than if you keep the wheel in that corner through exit.
So this is what Alan told me, our good friend working race control, which will, everyone say hi to Alan. Although he can't hear us or anything like that, but he's race control for tonight, so we thank him. He's our resident dirt guy. I think we can agree on that. And he made very clear to me once, Angel, dirt is all about the run you have off of the turn. You got to make sure that it is as straight as you can, so you can just launch off that corner. You can do that. You're using your tires at best, and you're carrying speed. And I've learned how helpful that can be when you're running as well, just on regular asphalt ovals as well.
Absolutely. Alan Dice taking over the P4 spot from Mitchell there. Liam looking to take that spot now away as well, as Alan Dice and Cody Atkins, two guys that race in the same league, the Below the Double Yellow Racing League, been a part of since, again, 2017. So those two guys, again, if Alan, please keep a good wheel and do not wreck now that I speak about you. But Alan Dice here racing for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children there on the hood and side panels of his truck. Another, I think, underrated paint scheme. I didn't see anyone vote for that, and I actually like the paint scheme here. But Alan, another one of those good drivers, knows how to run a race car, and kind of like Adkins, usually not his fault when he's upside down.
Man, these three trucks, man, right on top of each other. There he goes, right to the outside with a pretty good run. He's really gonna use it. See what happens if 55 had to slow down. So we're gonna take advantage. Wow, trying to use a run is good to jump to the inside there.
Big run, big push.
Oh, a little bit of a crash. Contact with the wall.
So Atkins able to dive underneath of Massey there. And now going to be able to take maybe a shot here at Mauricio.
So you see, we're going to go back out to the outside in 1 and 2. You're going to carry such great momentum on the outside. It uses your tires more. You're going to put some more heat into them. Lap truck going to move down out of the way.
Yep, I was going to say lap traffic gets out of the way. Massey goes to the inside of Atkins. Massey with a
She's going to drive
fire. I started to lean for him in the corner.
Oh, I'm leaning too, Jordan. Don't worry, I'm leaning too.
But side by side for second is going to be all that Mauricio wants to see. As again, the more that they run and fight side by side, they're fighting themselves. They're not able to carry as much speed. Usually upsetting the air within their vicinity and slowing them down. So the more that they would fight side by side, Mauricio would be able to pull an advantage there. But Massey able to keep this spot and keep trucking forward. I will say, someone, a comment saying the tires will last longer on the high side at this track compared to the low line. Absolutely correct. You kind of feather the throttle, kind of carry the corner a little differently, and yeah, you could certainly save tires on that outside line. And again, it usually can be the faster line as well if you get that good, that good drive off. So certainly
here's the problem, though.
Point.
Here's the problem, though, Jordan. It's so easy to be tempted to try to keep cutting the corner down when you're running that outside because you get that better run off. You're so much faster. But the only way it saves better tire on that outside is you have to stay on the outside. You can't be cutting down off of the turn. Doing that is really rubbing that right front.
Right, yeah, you cut down the corner. I mean, even if you just go from high to midline, midway through the corner, it just shows that you may have too much wheel in it. And again, you're going to start pushing that right front tire instead of letting it drive itself. It starts kind of pushing it at an angle and, burning it up. And then once you lose that right front, doesn't matter how good you are, you're going to start plowing through these corners. And by plowing, again, for some of those that may be tuning in, not fully up with the racing lingo, when you plow through a corner, it's kind of like a snowplow. You just go straight and take out whatever's in front of you.
simply it will not turn. No matter how hard you are pulling on it, it won't turn. So we make it very clear. Plow means it doesn't turn, and then loose means it turns too much. So
yeah, my favorite it's not terminology, but my favorite like one of the things like you see, like it tells you what the difference between oversteer and understeer is. It's like oversteer, your rear end is in the wall. Understeer, your nose is in the wall. It's like one of my favorite just to look at. I mean, of course, it's a little bit more not great terms to use for a family-friendly broadcast, but it's this. You get the concept of it. There is Riley Maricchio out front still. Massey able to stay just kind of tucked behind, and Cody Atkins for that third spot just in sight of the 23 as well. So this top three kind of separating themselves from fourth on back, but none of the three able to really find an advantage here with just 24 laps coming to 23 laps to go here.
There's still such a long part of this, though. I think, we still have the second. We're just about halfway really through this run now. We mentioned having a 40-lap run basically to the end almost with that last caution. So it's kind of spinning this right in the middle, and this is going to the point where you're going to see I think what was it, lap 30 almost, maybe 30 something last in that first run where Liam as our leader finally dropped. You saw him finally starting getting past. And even then, it looked like it was even more difficult to pass him at that time. So I think here in the next 5 to 10 laps, you're really going to start seeing some drivers who maybe pushed a little bit too hard, and then maybe those who save their tires a little bit, see if that can't come to fruition for them here in the final 20 laps or so.
Yeah, we're just now crossing, I want to say, a little over 30. I can't do math, apparently. So we'll be on, lap 78. So we're just about 35 laps on these tires for some people. Rhea Massey came down 10 laps later than everybody, so 10 lap fresher tires. You see that 32 kicking it out sideways a little bit off the corner. The 55 of Atkins getting into the wall just a touch there. So some of these guys starting to maybe have the effects, and that might be what is an advantage here for Massey is 10 lap fresher tires. I mean, it just shows you how different the fall off is versus 10 laps older.
Rhea Massey actually put down the fastest lap of the race at the beginning of this run after having come down pit lane, a 30.786. That's the only person that's actually hit a 30.7. The next one was a 30.8. That was your pulsator, Liam, and that was the very start of the race when he had that when he had that fresh air. So that fresh clean air, we have very few within that 30-second bracket. Almost everyone's 31 seconds plus. But then we start looking at what their current lap times are. We are well over 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds plus for some of these drivers off pace right now, 20 laps in. You can just tell this track, what's it? Track temp's 113. So they're really going to have some work cut out for them here over the next, final 20 laps. And it may feel like, oh my goodness, you see these drivers, for those of you that are just jumping in, you don't watch iRacing often, you don't know much about iRacing, you're thinking, well, this is, what are they experiencing right now? Dave, at any point in time, I encourage you to jump on board with any one of our drivers so that we can see how much they may or may not be struggling behind the wheel.
Yeah, I mean, you can see here right there, that's perfect timing there from our producer in the booth here of Alan Dice, just off corner, getting loose, sliding around off corner. And, my thing is, when are these guys going to make that commitment to come down? Do they have to come down? I know it's 100% fuel, so it might be good on fuel, but is there any kind of time that, you go ahead and jump in, get some tires, and maybe try to run down the guys that don't necessarily find tires that important? And when do you make the call? As you see now, Liam to the inside here, just in the corner of your screen, to Alan Dice. And I do see someone asked this is their first time watching iRacing, which thank you for us being the first channel to watch iRacing from. It's pretty awesome there. It's not a dumb question by any means, but Mauricio's paint scheme is a custom paint scheme. They asked why is it listed as the 14, but why does their car show 32? Mauricio is more than likely using a paint scheme from Trading Paints, which is a partner with iRacing that you can find paint schemes that many different creators have made. You can make your own paint schemes through it. You can stamp it with a custom number so that no matter what number you're assigned by the sim, your car will show the number that you have on your scheme. So he was assigned by iRacing the number 14, but his scheme is stamped with the 32. As for me, in an instance, I only race the number 84. So no matter what session I join during the week, it doesn't matter if it gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 9, whatever it is, my car will show 84 regardless.
And you know what, folks, just to
that's my way. I'm the way, of course, number 90. That's my thing. But yes, of course, that's what allows us to be able to have this. It's great. Again, that was a great question because there's people who are on iRacing who don't know those answers, Jordan. You see it on the community chats all the time. People still trying to get to know it, and there's a lot to learn, of course. A lot that comes with this. So. Please, great. That was really, really a great question. I encourage any more questions like that. We'd really, really be happy to go over it. Because again, as I mentioned, we've all been doing this for 5+ years to this point. And so what seems so simple, so normal for us, especially as the broadcasters of all things, because we talk about it so much, it could be something that makes no sense to anybody. Yeah, so we don't ever want to just assume.
I was like, what's the saying? The only dumb question is one not asked, or something, or it's something like that.
I grew up in a Hispanic household.
I'm trying to. I know that there was there's
stupid question, but yes,
the only stupid question is one that's not asked or whatever.
That's correct.
It's like if you don't ask the question, that's when it's dumb. So no, that is not a dumb question in the slightest whatsoever. It's a completely just a different world here, and I was gonna say that he's on his own world right now, but Adkins looks like he's found some speed here. Might go after Massey as we're coming up on 11 laps to go here, as Atkins just to the inside of the 23, trying to squeeze through here ever so slightly, just trying to find that little bit of speed to get around the 23. It's actually allowed Mauricio to pull off just a little feint of a section, and it makes you wonder if that 55 may have been hanging back, just waiting for the right moment to go. And it's now go time, 10 laps to go. Not a lot of time left here.
Also gonna give it an opportunity sometimes to just cool your tires. You push it so hard that every once in a while you just gotta give it a moment, cool them off, and then go back at it. One thing that I learned the hard way here during my 24 hours of Daytona this time around was remembering, just like if you overdrive it at one point, not the end of the world. Just take a moment, let the next lap or two to cool your tires down, because if you don't, you're gonna put yourself in a worse situation.
Yeah, I have yet to learn that rule as we come to 9 to go here. I've yet to learn the rule of just kind of take it easy. I just, right foot to the floor, never touch the other pedal. And that's usually probably why I end up in the wall at some point anyway.
We're going to get you into a super speedway series, I think, then.
Even then.
Ooh, Liam!
Foot to the floor.
Wow, Liam just about lost it there off of 4. I almost saw the number on the right side of the door, on the right door. You don't want that.
Yeah, tires certainly leaving. As you see here now, looking back at the replay, coming off turn number 2. Yeah, it's from the outside line all the way to the inside line just to keep it under control there.
That's when you're grateful.
Certainly that's one of those Well, here we go, moments, and it's certainly not a fun one in the slightest bit.
You are correct too. That 32 truck, he's a bad man running away with it right now. He is doing a great job. Riley is again being able to support the American Red Cross. You know what the best part is? I can't wait to hear from these drivers when we get, of course, a chance to interview them, because you know they're gonna have a reason. Each person has a reason why they chose their charity. You know, they didn't just seek out this series because they weren't. These guys came out to this. They saw something they liked and they wanted to be a part of it. So yeah, I can't wait to hear what these charities mean to each person.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about too, is you get to come have some fun, get to run some cars, hang out with some people, and do it all for a good cause. And that's what we've done here tonight, is Mauricio out front by about 0.6 of a second here. That hasn't really changed since Adkins took over the second place spot, as we go through turns 3 and 4 with just about 5 laps to go here when he crosses the line.
We'll see here.
One of the other things with Riley Mauricio right now is he started in 12th position, and of course we've got a couple of awards that are going to be given out tonight, as well as the best paint scheme plus the stage winner a little while ago. But also, Riley Mauricio would be eligible right now to be the ladder climber for the most positions gained. So at this point, the only other one would be the cleanest driver, if you will. But right now, Riley Mauricio in line for a lot of awards for tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, plus 11 here, as it looks like Gowan going to come down pit road. He was up plus 9. Brenton Barker up plus 9 as well. So if he could find 2 spots, well, he'd have to find 3 because it would go to the highest finisher. But if he could find 3 spots, he'd be up 12. So still possible for a couple of guys to maybe steal that ladder climb award away from Mauricio. Mauricio crosses the line, 3 laps to go here. And he stretched that lead out to 0.8 of a second here now. Adkins falling behind. Massey reeling that number 55 in. And just to point out, Massey, if Massey holds on to this race lead here, wins this thing, be $150 for his charity, American Red Cross. So right now, second and third fighting for essentially $30 for their charity. 120 would go to second, 90 would go to third. So you're fighting for a little change there for your charity. There's 2 laps to go here from Charlotte Motor Speedway here on Sim Racing Media for the Charity Cup Series here. It's down the backstretch through turns 3 and 4. Going to put us to the white flag here momentarily.
Yep, getting ready to come off of turn 4. The American Red Cross Toyota Tundra off 4 here for Riley. Going to take the white flag. He's got at least, again, about the same lead he mentioned. That last time Brown was even with the 2 drivers behind him. Literally 1/1000th of a second separated his lap and Rhea's laps.
Yeah, Mauricio down the backstretch for the final time. Almost a second ahead of Adkins here now, as he's going to roll through turns 3 and 4. Going to be uncontested as he comes off turn 4 to win here on opening night for the Charity Cup Series. Riley Mauricio is going to take the win.
Cody Atkins going to be coming in second place right behind with Rhea running out that podium right there. Sorry. Ray, I'm sorry. Sorry, I keep saying, oh my goodness. I'm tired. I'm sorry.
We'll go back here to the 32 machine as he gets ready to do that Vibrance Media victory lap. Just as luck had less to do with today's win than preparation, self-control, and acquired skills. Finishing well in life requires learning and developing great skills. Vibrance Media specializes in getting those into the hands of people who will excel at life. And again, that's our Vibrance Media victory lap here as they get ready to do the burnout, as we do in a celebratory way here.
Is it the Burghardts? Did I say that? Did I say that name correct at least? The Burghardts burn out here for the 32, the 14, whichever we're gonna say for Riley. This is where I say my English is not very good looking. I messed up that last one, but congratulations there. Nice little burnout here. We should be. There you go. Oh my goodness, the driver's already sitting in the waiting room. Oh, I'm just as excited as they are. Let's go ahead and. Yep, we're gonna go ahead and give them.
But I mean, that run there by Riley was just, I mean, phenomenal. I mean, to be in the first incident of the night, and you know, to bounce all the way back from that. And I know it only says plus 11, as it says out of fuel on the burnout. So you got the Bernhardt burnout, the little chute there, and out of fuel. So that answers the question on if they would have been able to make it or not.
That would have been a. All right. And we have our race winner here in chat with us, Riley. Riley, we figured out, of course, you know, say your name correctly after the fact. So just ignore the first half of the broadcast because you were involved in an incident. But you came back to lead 70 laps and take home the win, Riley. Unbelievable. Walk us through, of course, the victory and how you went through going through tonight's race.
Yeah, man. Just overall crazy race. I got involved early in that wreck. I barely got clipped. I saw it. And then I kind of just lightning McQueen my way all the way up to the front. Felt pretty good with the car and what I had. I was trying to learn how to save tires earlier in the run. And then, yeah, we got tires. And, I mean, those two gave me a run for my money. Cody and Ray, just great drivers. I've never raced in this league or with any of these guys before, so besides a few. But those are two really good drivers that definitely made me focus the whole time.
And then talk to us here as well, because you said you haven't raced against these drivers before. Having that confidence to race as hard as you guys were, because it didn't look like you guys hadn't raced against each other before. You know, having that confidence to come in here and, I don't know, do you feel that because of everybody running for their own charity? Do you feel like it made everyone run that much harder, but also in a clean sense to be able to try to keep that good name, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have to all represent who's on our car tonight, right? This is more for a bigger purpose than just us. My purpose for representing American Red Cross is I've been a lifeguard for years, and I just think that when I looked at the list of people who we can represent, I felt like this one popped out the most to me. And so I chose them, wanted to represent them and try to donate as much money as I could possible to them. So I think everyone tonight was really respectful. You know, I threw some big blocks that, you know, maybe I shouldn't have, but they ended up putting me in victory lane. So the people I'd like to thank quickly is just JTT Racing, Connor Nolan for the paint job. You did a great job. KSD Graphics. My grandparents are watching this. Shout out to them. And just American Red Cross. If you guys need someone to donate to or looking around, American Red Cross is definitely one of them.
I just mentioned here how we knew that everybody had some type of special tie to it, to each of their charities, and it's great to know that you're a lifeguard, and that's what also comes with it. So I guess Dave, Jordan, you have anything here for our race winner before we let him go?
Yeah,
right,
one more
Riley,
quick thing, if you have a chance. I was 0.2 to the good on gas. I can't do any more burnouts. I'm currently stuck.
Yeah, no,
no more
Jordan got
gas.
that for us. Jordan mentioned there, yeah, you ran out of fuel.
yeah, we're out. Well, thank you guys for what you do. Definitely want to run another one of these.
Awesome. Thank you, Riley, so much. Our race winner there in Riley. Now we'll go ahead and bring in our second place finisher here.
Hey, Cody Atkins, it's Jordan up in the booth. You got a copy there, brother?
Hi, I do.
Hey, imagine this. You know, you join this race, you get to be broadcasted by a great group, and you get to be interviewed by me. But you know, you had a good run here tonight. You know, you got into an incident just after I had said how good of a racer you are. You get into an incident no less than 15 seconds after, and you're able to bounce back and bring this thing all the way back to P2, man. That's got to be a great feeling.
Yeah, it was a great run. Especially to bring it back after that incident and bring it home P2.
Yeah, and with this being the Charity Cup Series, you got to pick a charity to run for. You picked the Dale Junior Foundation. I know you are a big junior fan, as I know you all too well. But ultimately, just how does it feel to be able to pick something, run it on the truck, and know that what you win is going to be able to go towards helping those over at the Dale Junior Foundation.
Yeah, I picked the foundation because I've been a lifelong junior fan, and I do see the work they do, and I'm sure the Charlotte area is super appreciative of all the work they do, and so it was good to pick them and donate to them for a good run.
All right, man. Well, I want to say I appreciate you hopping up here, having a little bit of a quick conversation with you. Before I send you off, is there anyone else you want to shout out or thank for tonight, man?
Thank you guys for the broadcast, the admin team for putting this on, and everybody who raced. Just a good time.
All right, brother. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, guys.
All right, Ray. This is Angel, Dave, and Jordan in the broadcast booth. Aside from the fact that I screwed up your name for 90% of the race, but that's my best thing. That's what I'm known for. Talk to us. How was your race? How did you feel in your first charity Cup Series race here, the inaugural one? And of course, a little bit about your charity.
Yeah, I had a blast tonight. I appreciate Curtis setting all this up. It was a lot of fun to get out here. I don't drive the truck that often, so I did some practice earlier in the week, a little bit of learning curve to figure it out. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, intense battling up front. And I haven't looked at the replay yet. Not sure what happened on the backstretch at the end where I got turned across in front of the field, but got the fast repair, got it back out there and drove it back to the front and had a run on Riley, and he threw a massive block. So we chatted about that a little bit. And yeah, so yeah, I told him next race he better show up because he's got payback coming. But it's all in good fun. So it's for a good cause. And yeah, had a lot of fun tonight. Hope we put on a good show for you guys.
Yeah, I'd say so. We absolutely put on a fantastic show for us. We were very appreciative of it. We really enjoyed it. Jordan mentioned your charity a little bit, of course, and how great it is. Like him, I maybe didn't know exactly the name of the charity, but you'd seen things around. You kind of see things on social media every once in a while, but stuff that gets done like that. So having so mention a little bit about that. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, walking and rolling costumes. They do costumes for children in wheelchairs free of charge to the families, and it allows them to participate in a lot of activities and stuff where they otherwise may not be able to. And they've been doing it. This is their 10th year, and they're getting really good at it. I'm looking forward to participating in my first one coming up this year, hopefully. And it's more my teammate, Chris Rude. He's involved a lot with them, so I threw him on my truck as well, and we kind of did alternating paint schemes, and it's been a lot of fun to represent them.
I really love that. Personally, I spent some time on a wheelchair myself once for a couple of months after a pretty nasty racing accident. But I was still a kid. I say kid. I was 15 years old, and so I don't really celebrate Halloween. But it would have been nice if at the time that that opportunity. But it's great. Of course, the inclusivity just to have everything do that, and yeah, it's almost hard, because Dave, Jordan, maybe I don't know if I speak for all of us, but you almost feel like you want to try to get involved with all these now, but you can't.
For sure. Yeah, there's a lot of good causes out here being represented.
Well, we'll go ahead and let you go here. If you got anybody else you'd like to thank, give a shout out to before you get out of here and go enjoy your podium finish.
Yeah, I'll shout out Chris Rude, my teammate. We were out there having some fun, and my dad is actually crew chief in Discord for both of us, helping us with pit strategy and stuff like that. So shout out to Dad. He did a great job tonight.
We appreciate that. We love the family aspect here.
That's right. Appreciate you guys putting it on for us. Hopefully we entertain the audience well.
I think so for sure. You guys have a great one. Thank you.
All right.
And with that, we want to welcome in Curtis Mitchell, Chief Cook and
All
Bottle Washer
right,
here.
this is the boss man, the chief here for the Charity Cup Series, Curtis Mitchell. Curtis, you're here up in the SRM broadcast booth. I think once you go back, you watch this race, you go through the comments. I think we can say this was overall a pretty nice success.
I totally agree. What an awesome experience. I mean, the green flag racing was awesome. I give so much credit to those guys running out front. I had to stop in for fuel at the end. But yeah, great turnout. Really, probably the best group of guys I've ever raced with. This was a real blessing. Thank you guys for putting this on for us.
Without a doubt. And, of course, one of the other things that we want to touch base with you on is we've got some awards to hand out now. We've got, of course, the Cleanest Driver Award and the Best Paint Award. So who was the cleanest driver for the evening?
Yeah, so our $50 bonus to the cleanest driver was Jeff Schmeier. That $50 will be going to his charity, which is End Alzheimer's and Motorsports.
He finished with a 0X, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, here's the thing. I've known Jeff Schmeier. In fact, we're going to quick bring Jeff up here. But I have known Jeff Schmeier since literally my earliest days on the iRacing.com servers. He was in the first league that I called over in Western States Racing League. Jeff, I don't think he's ever finished with an X or more than one or two. So, Jeff, welcome in.
Man.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good, man. Listen, you've earned yourself the Cleanest Driver Award of the evening. I mean, what a good run you had here tonight. You finished sixth, even after you qualify on the pole, but the double deuce looking great out here. I mean, how do you boogie around this joint and keep a 0X?
Your guess is good as mine, because I had a few really close calls. The truck was very loose tonight, so yeah, I started on pole, but I obviously didn't feel like going as humanly fast as possible. But so I was trying to save my stuff. But yeah, I mean, and trying to keep it off the wall. That's all you can do.
Absolutely. All right, my man. Well, listen, it was good to talk to you again, and congratulations on earning the Cleanest Driver of the Evening Award. And we will see you in a few weeks when we are back right here on Sunday nights for more Charity Cup racing. So thank you, sir, and congrats.
Thank you, guys.
That the voice of.
So we got two more awards we're going to be handing out here tonight. The next one we had on the list was the Lisbon Creek Systems Ladder Climber Award for the most positions gained. This one did go to someone in the top three, so we went for the next one in line, and that was my good friend Brenton Barker.
Brenton Barker, driver of the number 77. Let's bring him on up here. The driver of the double natural, Brenton Barker. It's Dave and Curtis up here in the booth. Curtis has a little something to share with you.
Well, hey, listen, Brenton, that was a fun run there. Just wanted to get your take on why you chose Salvation Army and how the race went for you today.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I chose the Salvation Army because I have worked with them in the past, not only with some of the bell ringing, but some of the other services that they provide, and especially during the holidays, people are going through a hard time if they're not privileged or anything like that. So the Salvation Army kind of comes in, puts them under their wing and gives them meals to eat, places to stay, and all that good stuff. So I love being able to have them on the hood of my car, and yeah, thought it was a great race. Qualified. I accidentally hit the wall, so that kind of messed up my qualifying laps and all that good stuff. So we started 14th, and just had an absolute blast. Try to race as clean as possible. But yeah, I thought it was an awesome race. Had a lot of fun.
I mean, that wall hit during qualifying won you $50 for Salvation Army, so I'll take that as a win. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, hey, thanks for racing with us. We're going to jump into the next one. Appreciate you, Brendan.
Perfect. Sounds like a plan.
So next award we got to hand out, we actually have a tie here based off of admin choice and some of the votes. This is the Affordable Car Care Best Paint Scheme Award. We will be splitting this $50 award. The first one goes to Stephen Ray with the Eric Jones Foundation. Let's bring him in.
Stephen Ray, you're in the broadcast booth, and Curtis Mitchell has a little something to share with you.
Well, Steven, you and I worked together a little while here. You were the first person to ever sign up for this league back when I created it in November, and it was fun. I was able to get on the phone with the guy who runs the Eric Jones Foundation, and Eric Jones gave us permission to run the league. And look at you getting the Best Paint Scheme Award. Tell us about the Eric Jones Foundation and just how the race went for you.
Well, I appreciate you guys first and foremost. Yeah, the Eric Jones Foundation is a little bit special to my heart. Eric being one of my favorite NASCAR drivers that I follow, but just what his foundation represents of children literacy and early cancer screening and animal welfare. Being the dad of a couple young boys and having some dogs myself, and then just knowing all the people that are affected by cancer, it's those things hit close to home. So it was a no-brainer for me. And then as for the league itself, Curtis, when you put this together, just seeing what the broader picture of this league represents and all of our charities that we're representing tonight, it was just a no-brainer to want to be a part of it. And I had a blast tonight, and I hope to be able to get to do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're running Texas on February 15th, so we hope to see you then. We're going to jump in and talk to our next winner. But, Steven, it was great racing with you, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
And our next and final award winner here, splitting the Affordable Car Care Best Paint Scheme, is Mitchell Dolan with Harvest Church. Let's bring him in.
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
Mitchell, congratulations. You tied for the Best Paint Scheme Award. Just wanted to get your take on how the race went for you. I know we had some ups and downs there, but hey, in the end, you still were able to get $25 to your church. Why don't you tell us about it and just how the race went for you?
Yeah, so starting out, I was kind of slower, still getting the feel for it. I usually race open setups, so getting used to the fixed setup has been a bit of a challenge for me, but started climbing our way back up. I think right before I forget which car came down in front of me, I was sitting in about 9th place, and we got knocked back to 20th and came back to 16th. So, I mean, it was a fun race, for the most part clean. Very, very honored to be a part of this.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Mitchell. Anyone you want to thank tonight? Anyone you want to say hello to before we close out the broadcast here?
I just wanted to put a big shout out and a special thanks to Curtis Mitchell, the man that put this all together. Absolutely amazing. And thank you guys over at Sim Racing or the Sim Broadcasting, and everybody have a great night.
Awesome. Thank you, Mitchell. Appreciate the interview. We'll see you in February.
Thank you.
Well, gentlemen, it's been an incredible night here in the Tony Trapasso Memorial Broadcast booth. And, I think it goes without saying, for our maiden voyage here with the Charity Cup Series, I think it went pretty well. Let's take one quick look at our final results here from, of course, none other than Charlotte Motor Speedway. That's weird. The background disappeared. Jeff Schmeier, that's not even close.
Yeah, it's showing qualifying results.
How about
Riley's going to win the race if you want.
Yeah. Riley Maricchio brings home the checkered flag, and he's joined at the podium by Cody Atkins and Ray Massey. Liam Ervig and Brian Bogner round out your top 5, while Jeff Schmeier, Jacob Link, Brenton Barker, Alan Dice, and Chris Rude make up the rest of your top 10. Dave Stinson and Stephen Ray finish in 11th and 12th, while 13th goes to Brett Masseri. Curtis Mitchell, of course, sitting right here with us in the broadcast booth, he comes home in 14th, while Robert Benson and Mitchell Dallin finish 15th and 16th. 17th goes to John Gowan with Michael Spadinci. Ooh, that's a good one. Spadaccini, sorry. Sounds like a pasta. Michael Pasta Boy finishes in 18th with Zachary Smith and Adam Thompson making up the rest of your top 20. And the best of the rest is Joshua Smith, Jax Matthews, and not having started tonight is Jaden Johnson. So from myself, Dave Regal, and my broadcast partners extraordinaires, it's not very often that 3 of us are in the booth. But Angel Santiago and, of course, Mr. Jordan Brockel, we want to thank all of you for making us a part of your evening and hanging out in the Tony Trapasso Memorial Broadcast booth. And we want to make sure that, all of you had a good night, so make sure that you hit that subscribe button, mash the notification button and turn on those bell notifications. And tomorrow and every day as you walk down the road of life, please don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.